Over the past 3 years, I've helped over 300 people make $1,000, $2,000, or even $3,000 a week with no experience, no degree, in the laziest way possible. So I'm actually gonna show you today every step to make your first $1,000 a week minimum online from your computer, whether it's working from home or anywhere in the world traveling. This isn't drop shipping, this isn't Amazon FBA, this isn't stock trading, this isn't crypto, it's not growth operating. And this is all coming from a college dropout who struggled in real estate sales. I've worked as a busboy, I've worked as a cashier, I've worked overnight shifts at the Amazon warehouse just to pay my bills. So if you watch this video and implement everything that I say, there's literally no way you can fail as long as you don't quit. Quick disclaimer, this is going to be a 20+ minute video. So if you don't have the focus to watch the video for that long, which can literally change your entire life, just click off the video now. But for those of you who actually don't want to have to run your own business, hire team members, learn the logistics, learn taxes, start an agency, then listen up, guys. Now, the path I took was adding relevant skills, experience in sales to my resume. The secret that no one knows is when you click through and apply to a job, it's not a physical human, it's not a recruiter who's looking at all 500 of the applications they got today. It's an AI applicant tracking system. It goes through, pulls all the keywords, scans your document, and that's how they decide who gets the interview. You can do real estate sales, you can do Glen Coco, you can do insurance sales, you could do solar sales, you could start your own business, inbound sales or outbound sales. Whether it's business to business, business to consumer, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you accurately are portraying the skills that you're actually doing from task to task in your role. When I was doing real estate sales, I think the actual number, I was probably doing like 100 to 200 dials a day, 5 to 10 meetings on a weekly basis. I was generating over 2.1 million in gross sales revenue. I only made about $6,000, $7,000 from real estate, but the value of the properties I was selling was worth $2 million, and it looks good on the resume. Even when I was at Target, I was having 50 conversations daily. Customer service skills, I was upselling them on Target lines of credit. Whatever experience you have, it is enough, but if you wanna set yourself apart, Glen Coco is that free tool that you can sign up, and anytime you want, start dialing for 30+ software companies. If you're wasting your time creating a custom cover letter for every single job, but no company is actually interviewing and no company is seeing that you're applying, it's not worth it. So for an example, Jamie, this is someone who was in real estate. We took numbers, metrics, added them to her resume. She got hired, 2 offers in 30 days. Another example, Skylar. His only experience was being the VP of finance at his college fraternity and working as a server. But how we customized his resume was to show he was having 50 to 200 conversations daily. We showed that he was generating or achieving $500 to $1,700 in gross sales volume. Yuri was working in a warehouse and got hired in 28 days. Listen, most people don't make $1,000 a week from their computer, and it's because they don't believe it's possible. They think the tech market is oversaturated when it's not. There's thousands of jobs posted every day. A lot of people don't have the confidence for interviewing. They won't say anything with their chest, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys. I was shaky when I first started interviewing is recording my interviews and then analyzing them as if it was film, like an athlete analyze their games. And then finally, it's just the personalization of when you're reaching out. Not only do we send out 30 job applications a day, but we show you how to use sequences such as Apollo to have automatic personalized emails going out to these recruiters every 2 business days until they reply. But like I said, you need the confidence. You want to build rapport. You want to make them laugh. You want to be someone who is like, hey, I would grab a coffee with that guy. I would grab a beer with that girl. This is someone who I can see myself working with, because if they don't like you, there's no way that they're going to want to pay you a check every 2 weeks to work for them when they can't even have a simple conversation over the phone or on a video call with you. So you need the confidence, which just comes from repetition. And then I guarantee you, on the 50th interview, it's just a conversation. Guys, I've tried crypto. I've made a little bit of money. I turned $1,000 to $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 before crypto, but it's not sustainable. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried e-commerce, but it's a lot of work. If you have to source the products, if you're doing e-commerce, you have to develop those relationships. Don't let Amazon stop your account or hold your account, or Stripe or one of these other payment processors. Then you're screwed. So I know how hard it is to actually find someone who's not a scam guru, who's not just selling a course, who has some type of offer or program for you with no fulfillment. And our program is the only one I've seen like it, where we have a active community, but we also have a service back behind it, where we send out 30 applications to the top remote jobs posted in the past 24 hours every day for you. You only really have your time, your energy, and your attention. Those 3 resources is going to reciprocate how much money that you can extract based on the value that you provide to the market. And we take care of everything else. We take care of your resume with an hour-long one-on-one resume creation call. We take care of the distribution of your resume to the top companies in tech. And we have weekly calls to prepare you for these interviews with all of our step-by-step templates. Everything you possibly would need on your journey from making your first $1,000 a week in tech and securing an offer is there for you. Finally, this isn't for people who don't want to invest in themselves. You only pay attention when you pay some sort of amount. So what you pay in return, you're going to get value. But that being said, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and this isn't free. Depending on when you're watching the video, the prices may have changed because supply and demand. But today, if you wanted to get started, we only would need between $114 and $194, or in total $2,222. And this comes with lifetime access to our community and 365 days of job applications. From the day you start, we will send out applications. And this is how a lot of our members are either job stacking, so they're working multiple remote jobs, or they're job hopping because they want to get an increase on their salary, get better benefits, have more freedom in their role. If this is for you, I want you to DM me on any platform. I'm in, and I'll see you inside of the group. Peace, guys. So we started this video off with the proof of all the other people that we helped get interviews, all the other people that we helped get hired. You know that we can get you hired in 30 to 45 days with no experience and no degree. So what actually is the plan? Well, what we offer is an hour-long one-on-one resume creation call. Step by step, line by line. On this call, we will ask you questions about each of your experiences, and we'll walk you through why we're creating the resume in a certain way, why we're adding transparent sections of keywords, and why we're doing these certain things, so that step 2, you can get hired by us sending out 30 applications every single day for you. We're going to show you how to stay organized, because 30 applications, it sounds good and well, but when you actually see 30 brand new emails in your inbox every day, and you have to look through them, sort through them, check for replies, check for responses, and prepare for these interviews, how are you going to stay organized? How are you not going to be overwhelmed? That's what we'll show you. Now, once you have those interviews, we will join multiple group weekly calls with you. On these calls, which they're all recorded if you got busy and if you couldn't make it to one, although you will get the best results by actually being on these. But these are 3.5 hour long calls, 2.5 hour long calls, 2 hour long calls that we are on multiple times every single week. We don't miss a beat. They're all recorded, guys. What's even better, let me show you guys this. Close to 50 of my interviews are in the group, recorded for you to watch. SDR roles, account executive roles, so you can actually see before you even interview, what questions are they going to ask me? How am I supposed to talk on these interviews? How do I not say a number for salary first? How do I make sure I'm getting to the second round? How do I make sure I'm getting my interview set up? Interviewing with Meta. Look, some of these companies have 6 rounds of interviews. Most of them I'd say are 3. But for an example, let's look at Mariah. She joined less than a month ago, 16 days ago. 1 job offer, 2 more to go. And she didn't, like, as you guys saw, she didn't get every single job. But we have people in here hungry, raising their hand, asking for help. And then we have active members in the group. We're all helping each other, guys. This is what a community is. This is what a community does. We help each other, we learn from each other, and we get results. Please understand that if you ever want to stop physically having to trade your location freedom, so you have to show up somewhere at a certain time, stay somewhere for a certain amount of hours so that you can get paid, so that you can eat, so that you can pay your rent, pay your bills, so that you can live, there's a better way of life. But you have to take the first step into making money online and making money digitally. You can have the life of a nomad. We have so many digital nomads in here. You're learning from myself and the Digital Bromad, one of the most popular nomads on the face of the earth right now. You get group calls with both of us multiple times a week. You can just pop in and ask us a question, and you aren't gonna take advantage of that. You want to spend more time with your family, spend more time with your friends, with someone that you love, but you can't because you have to show up. I've been there. You have to show up at a certain time, at a certain place, and stay there. Working remote changes everything. Remember I was telling you guys about Glen Coco? Something that you can add to your resume that's free to sign up and that you actually can get paid to make calls on, anywhere from a couple hundred to close to $1,000. We have videos of me calling in the community. I show you how to complete training for these company campaigns. I show you how to complete an audition, how to get approved to start calling on them so that you can earn money. And we even have AI cold calling bots that you can use to practice for free whenever you want your pitch, your objection handlers, so that you can be the one setting those meetings and getting those commission checks. Everything is here step by step for you. You don't even have to lift a finger to apply to 30 jobs a day. Yes, there is work. There's a good amount of work involved. But your work should be focused on the actual human interaction of the interview, guys. The interview is what's important. This is what you want to focus your time, energy, and attention on. Who am I interviewing with? How do I use the STAR method? So telling a story where it shows your situation, the task on hand, the action that you took, and the results that you got. So look at this. This is what we use to prepare for interviews. These questions are what you need to be prepared to answer. Who are you interviewing with? Have their LinkedIn pulled up. Research them. Do you guys have anything in common? How do you build some rapport? How do you develop a relationship with this person so that when you go 2-3 rounds of interviews that you don't get ghosted? What does the company sell? What's the company's mission? What is their values? Why did you apply here? I guarantee you when you do the interview, the first question you're going to get asked, hey, yeah, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? What made you apply here? First question you're going to get asked. How are you going to answer that if you didn't do research? Most people show up to the interview and maybe they take a look at the company's website, but they actually didn't do any research. We prepare you everything you need to ask for the first round, everything that you need to ask for the second round. What is the quota based on? How many sales reps are hitting that quota? What do the KPIs look like for your SDRs? That means key performance indicator. So what are you actually tracked on? What softwares are you using? What tech stack are you using? What does collaboration look like between different departments and different teams? Why are you guys even hiring now? What does your process look like? How many people are you hiring for? These companies want someone who's going to engage with them, who's going to be critical thinking, who's going to actually ask questions when they say, hey, do you have any questions for me? Even if you wanted to do a mock pitch, which we encourage our members to do so that you can stand out, we have objection handlers and we have the line-by-line script that you can use, custom templates to apply to any company, any product, any solution, any software, whatever you need to sell. We'll walk you through how to use ChatGPT, how to use AI to do the work for you. Salary that you have guaranteed every single week. $1,000 a week. There's 52 weeks in a year. 55K is the base. Obviously, depending on your state, where you're at, you have taxes factored into it, but you're still looking at roughly $1,000, give or take, if you hit your quota. What does quota mean? Quota is just the goal of meetings set or calls made, and you're hitting that goal. A quota could be 10 meetings a month. If you set 2 to 3 a week, you're hitting your quota, and you, plus your salary and commissions, would be at $85,000 a year. That's well over $1,000 a week. But that being said, you could hit 2K a week. So double what you initially thought on when you clicked this video is what you could be making by the end of a year and say 1 month, because it takes 30 to 45 days to actually land one of these roles if you're going from an absolute beginner at 0 to, I'll say 10, which is actually landing your offer. Why do I say 0 to 10 and not 0 to 100? Because although there's 54% hitting the quota, which means 1 out of every 2 sales reps is hitting that $85,000 a year, and that means even less, maybe 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 is hitting that top performing earning potential. This is just the year 1 tech sales role. Sales development rep, you're setting the meetings. But guys, when you actually go to the one who's on the meeting that you set, the closer or the account executive, there's another salary bump. We, for the sake of time, are going to jump to the top of the tech sales or software sales roles. You can expect to be an enterprise account executive within 3 to 5 years of breaking in tech as an SDR. So literally 3 to 5 years from today. Some people, it happens a lot sooner, but we're going to be realistic. 3 to 5 years, you could be making $130,000 as your base. This is what you get paid. So $2,000 a week, selling nothing. But as long as you're hitting your quota, which could be 3 deals a month, it could be a X amount of dollars generated in revenue based on the meetings that you took a month, or on a quarterly, which is a 3-month basis. So on this enterprise level, you get even more time to close deals. But as long as you're closing that allotted amount of deals, you're hitting $250,000 a year. I know it sounds insane. It sounds made up, and you've never heard of these roles. But guys, when you see these people in New York, see these people in Chicago or any big city, anywhere, and they're just making money from their computer, I'm telling you, a good amount of them is in software sales. And this is a realistic salary that you could be making 37%. So over 1/3, 1 out of every 3 account executives on the enterprise level, which just means you're selling solutions to these giant corporations, very large solutions to large corporations who have a budget in place to buy these solutions. And that's just if you're hitting your goals. If you're just, 1 out of 3, you're the better one on your small team, but these are big teams at big companies. You're in like the top 30% or so, you're hitting your numbers. And a top performer can earn over $500,000 in 1 year. I've had friends who have done it. I know multiple people in software sales who are doing this. They're no different than me and you. They're just a regular person who dedicated their time, energy, and their attention to what they wanted to do in their career. But we could scroll for days, honestly. As you can see, top performing, median on target earning, base salary, paying these numbers. And you can scroll for days, guys. So those are the 2 roles. And this is why you want to be in tech sales, because you can work 4 to 5 hours a day in some of these jobs. Being that it's sales, these are salary roles, and you're tracked on what you're actually accomplishing. So it's not like you're clocking in, clocking out. Oh, this hour I'm doing this hour I'm doing that. No, it's just, hey, is the deal closed or not? Did you set a meeting today or not? So if it takes you 2 hours, 3 hours worth of calls to set a meeting, set 2 meetings, you can be done for the day. I've literally had one of these tech sales jobs myself for the last 3 years. This is how I've made content. This is how I stay in shape, how I have time to work out, how I get done as much as possible working a regular salaried role, running a business, and making content. And you can do the same thing, because just 4 years ago, like I said, I was working in an Amazon warehouse. I was scanning bags, scanning groceries at Target, packing them up. No college degree. You can do it too. And for you guys that don't think it's possible, let's just, for an example, we're going to look up sales development jobs, remote. There's over 1,000 jobs. Over 1,000 jobs. So, being that our team sends out 30 applications a day for you, times 20 business days out the month, that's 600 applications per month. This would take a full 2 months of our team working every day without missing a beat, except Saturday and Sunday, to send out applications for you. 2 full months for every single company that's hiring for the sales development representative role to know that you're on the market. Now, business development representative, it's the same job, another 687 roles. So now we're looking at a full 90 days that it would take our team working day in and day out to apply to all these jobs for you. But that's assuming there's another 2 months or 3 months, so 60 to 90 days where not a single new company's hiring. The amount of open positions is theoretically endless. Everyone talks about it's too competitive, it's too saturated. Try applying every single job and then tell me it's too saturated. Then tell me it's too competitive. But you haven't even tried. And the beauty is you don't have to. Our team will do it for you. This is how I land so many interviews and how I get so many offers, because my team applies to 30 roles every day for me. Rain, shine, sleet, hell, whatever. Our team applies every single day. Who cares if someone's tired? Who cares if you don't feel like doing it? Would that stop you? If you're busy, something comes up, are you still going to apply to 30 jobs a day? Well, with our team, you don't have to worry about that. Please, guys, this is your life. Do not play with your life. Opportunities like this only last so long. If you would have been applying to these jobs when I broke in 3 years ago, there was about 4,000 of them. And now, because I've been in it for 3 years, I can go land a role at any other company. But it was easier to get hired. I didn't have to have a team. I just applied myself. I revamped my resume myself. I wasn't even an expert. I had created 100 plus resumes, spending an hour, sometimes 2 hours on every single resume. Imagine how much you would know about resumes. Imagine how much you would know about interviewing and getting hired if you created 100 resumes, an hour to 2 hours each, and did 100 interviews. I've done that already for you guys, and I'm on group calls for 2 hours, 3 hours long, multiple times every week. You can ask me any question. You can learn from me. It doesn't have to just be about tech sales. It could be about mindset. It could be about building your confidence. It could be about how to prioritize your day and your schedule. And you're literally learning from someone who's done it recently. There's other companies, other creators, other coaches that you can learn from that are going to charge you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 plus. I guarantee they're not actually going to apply to jobs for you. And you're not going to be able to follow the footsteps as closely as you would from someone who just did it, from someone who's only a few steps in front of you. Not too long ago, I wasn't in tech. I wasn't working remote. But I just recently did it. So who better to learn from? Someone who broke into tech 20 years ago when they had to take a paper copy of a resume and hand it in? Or someone who's actually in the trenches, creating resumes every day, interviewing with jobs every day, applying to jobs, and making sure we're finding the best roles for you. Congratulations. If you've actually watched the video this far, I'm proud of you. And now you only have one decision left to make. So there's two paths. The first is that you're going to take all this actionable information that I just gave you, and you're going to take action on it and schedule a free resume review call with me. You're going to be able to see how you can get a checklist that's step-by-step set up, but also a spreadsheet with all 30 jobs that our team applies to you every single day. Obviously, you're here because you're lacking experience, and even if you could do the work, how do you know that you're working in the right direction and working on the right things? Having the guidance, but also the accountability of a group of other people around you who've done this tens of dozens, hundreds of times over, and also not having to send out the applications yourself and saving on that time, because applying is a full-time job, then you're in the perfect place. I'm going to give you the shortcut so that you can accelerate this process and speed it up so that you can be working in one of these remote roles with free equipment, benefits, paid trips in 30 to 45 days. Again, if you want to leave your current job, it doesn't treat you right, it stresses you out physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, with one click of a button, you could actually be building blocks and pitting up bricks and steps to your success working remotely. Like I said, we're going to start with a free resume review. But if you're not ready to invest, please do not book a call. And if you're not ready to get started as soon as possible, please do not book a call. This is for people who are action takers and who want to get started today, if not yesterday, to land their next remote job.